Jordan's King Abdullah has paid a surprise visit to Mahmoud Abbas in Ramallah. It was one of those quick, spur-of-the-moment things, apparently, but a very important visit. Let me tell you the inside story. What's actually happening right now, and I didn't fully appreciate it until today, but there's quite a split taking place in the Middle East. In one group is Iran, Syria, Hezbollah, Hamas. In the other group is Jordan, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, the Arab Emirates, Israel, and the United States. Now, that's the way things are dividing up right now. Exactly where Egypt ends up in that equation, I can't tell you. The entire cabinet of Egypt resigned today. The demonstrations have taken off full force again. The people are impatient with the military junta that took over with the fall of Hosni Mubarak. Now they're saying we want elections within 1 week. Well, the cabinet resigned today. Apparently, the present cabinet learned the lessons of the last demonstrations they had. Don't hang on, or you'll end up finding yourself on trial before an international criminal court of some sort. So when they realized things were getting totally out of hand, they all just up and resigned, saying we will stay on to help run the government until our replacements are chosen, but we are resigning. So anyway, the Middle East, ladies and gentlemen, is boiling. That's all you can say about it. Now, with that said, we have to wonder, where's it leading? We know we got this prophecy lurking in the background that an army, that a war will erupt from the Euphrates River area, will spread, become a world war, and 1/3 of mankind will die as a result. Now, are we on the precipice of that war? I don't know for sure. We know the war is coming. It appears prophetically it's time for it to happen anytime. There are people who are saying that Israel will attack Iran within the next 3 or 4 months. Will it happen? I don't know. There are people urging President Obama to attack Iran, telling him it's the only way he's going to be reelected to the presidency and the only way he's going to pull the economy out of its economic doldrums. Again, can't tell you that. All I can tell you is the Bible specifically says a war will begin from the Euphrates River area, and that war is going to result in the killing of 1/3 of the human race. Now, I know I've said it over and over again on this program, and I know that you struggle just like I do to put your brain around that. 1/3 of mankind, 2.3 billion people. There's never been anything even close to that kind of a catastrophe. I mean, we talk about 9/11, 2,000 or 3,000 dead. We talk about Hitler's Holocaust, 6 million dead. We talk about the political purges of Joseph Stalin, 20 million dead. We talk about the Cultural Revolution with Red China, 60 million dead. We talk about World War I, 8.2 million dead. World War II, 52 million dead. Okay, now, just lay all that aside because that's not even close. We're talking about 40 times World War II, 40 times 52 million. We're talking about 2.3 billion human beings. A catastrophe that is so far beyond anything we've ever faced before. Now, 1/3 of mankind will die in this coming war, according to the Bible. It's right in your Bible. It's Revelation 9, verse 13 through 15. The actual specific prophecy of 1/3 being killed is verse 15. So it's right there in the Bible. It's going to happen. The prophecies always come to pass. Now, on the flip side, let me remind you, if 1/3 die, 2/3 survives. I cannot tell you for certain where the 1/3 that dies comes from. I think the Islamic world is going to take a big hit. I think China is going to take a big hit. I don't know about the United States of America. I do not know how the firepower of our enemies is. I think the most feared enemy that we have is probably China. I would say Russia will not get in this coming war, but China will probably be involved. Now, China reportedly has missiles that can hit any city in the United States of America. Do we have the developed anti-missile defense systems to stop those incoming missiles? That one I cannot answer. We have boasted because we've done tests of our anti-missile defense system, and we have scored some successes. Now, that's under controlled testing environment. What will happen if a surprise attack would hit us at 3 o'clock in the morning? Now, that's another question. Are our anti-missile defense system poised and ready and capable of picking off incoming missiles? I simply do not know. However, that being said, this is where we are right now. The Middle East, I have never seen it so factionalized. I've never seen it with such sharp divisions in it. Usually it's the Arab world against Israel, but not now. Now then you've got Sunni against Shia, Iran being at the core of the Shia factor. So you've got Iran, you've got Iraq. Iraq's not really taking stances right now because we still yet have some troops there preventing that, but we're supposed to be out by the end of December. And if that takes place, you can fully expect Iraq to swing solidly into the Iranian sphere because Iraq is a vast majority Shia and Iran is a vast majority Shia. And that is, of course, if the projected pullout of U.S. troops in fact does take place. Many people are saying it's a horrible mistake for that to happen. However, President Obama wants to deliver on the campaign promise that he made when he was running for president back in 2008. So very, very complex situation. But in order to sort of understand it, let's quickly go to the article that has just appeared today. Jordan's King Abdullah II arrived in Ramallah at very short notice for his first visit in more than a decade, more than 10 years. He came wearing two hats, one for Saudi Arabia and the Gulf Emirates, and the one for the Obama administration. His talks with the chairman of the Palestinian Authority will cover Mahmoud Abbas's approaching reconciliation with the rival Hamas and an attempt to revive the stalled Israeli-Palestinian peace dialogue. You all know that Abbas has supposedly struck a deal with Hamas and that they're going to heal the rift that they've had and that they will have new elections, and Mr. Abbas will not stand for those elections, and also the head of Hamas will not stand for the elections, thus opening the way for new leadership, whoever that may be. Now, there's another factor involved because Salam Fayyad is considered the most productive and reliable player in the Middle East. He's the prime minister of the Palestinian Authority. He's the one, while everybody else is out politicking, has been building the infrastructure necessary for the Palestinians to actually run a state. He's been building the roads. He's been taking care of the sewers, the educational system. He has been putting the nuts and bolts together on the ground. And he had launched a 2-year plan back in September of 2009, saying that by September of 2011, that the Palestinian Authority would be ready to govern itself. Well, supposedly, Mr. Salam Fayyad has delivered, and they are ready. So the U.S. doesn't want him removed. He's the one productive politician we've got. In addition to that, Israel does not want him removed, and Abbas does not want him removed because he's the glue that sort of holds the whole thing together. But Hamas says he's got to go. So there's a lot of friction right now over this. Now, let me read a couple of things that's really important. Our representative to the Middle East, Under Secretary of State William Burns, warned Abbas that if Fayyad goes, if Fayyad is thrown aside, and if Abbas goes through with his move to make this alliance with Hamas, the U.S., followed by West Europe, will sever ties with the Palestinian Authority. Now, think about that. We are threatening to cut off ties with the Palestinian Authority entirely, and they depend on us heavily for the financial funding. Now, these people can speak bravely about losing U.S. funding until they lose it, and then all of a sudden their tune changes dramatically. You know, when UNESCO brought the Palestinians as a member of UNESCO, immediately the United States, Canada, and Israel withdrew its funding. And in one check, UNESCO lost $64 million that we were due to write them a check next month. Well, they lost all that. And all of a sudden, Ban Ki-moon, who had endorsed Palestinian membership in the United Nations, suddenly said, okay, they're members of UNESCO, that's enough. Don't apply for any more organizations, because he could quickly see that the UN was going to be thrown into bankruptcy by this one move. So money talks really loud, and that's sort of what probably will happen here in one form or another. We're going to be taking your calls on the program today. The number to call if you'd like to be on the air with us, 877-END-TIME, and we're going to be taking your calls in the next segment. Let me tell you real quick before we go to the break, we had a great day on Friday pushing the Reclaiming America project. We gained $1,600. You responded wonderfully. Texas is now fully funded. Ohio is now fully funded. Let me see if I can tell you a couple of others here. It's very interesting. Alabama, 0. Hey, no, I'm wrong. Alabama's fully funded. Alaska, fully funded. Samoa, fully funded. Arizona, 8 to go. In case you don't know what we're speaking of, we are sending an Endtime magazine to every U.S. senator, every U.S. congressman, every state governor, the president, the vice president, in an effort to reinstill Judeo-Christian values into our leadership. All they're hearing from is the liberal, humanistic side. We don't want that to happen anymore. We've been doing this for 2 years. We have indications that our results have been terrific, outstanding, but we can't stop now. We're in the middle of this battle. So you're helping to subscribe for all of our lawmakers. If you'd like to contribute to it, call us at 800-END-TIME.